Hey everyone, this is Rajdeep Majumdar, and today I am going to present to you my UX design case study in which I tend to optimize one's experience in his or her home office. So I have used the design thinking approach. And why I use design thinking approach? It is because this design thinking approach is useful in tackling complex problems where the problem statement are ill-defined or the problem is unknown. So, by understanding the human needs, I tend to bring out solutions in by this process. Here's how it constitutes. Here are 5 steps which constitutes the whole design thinking approach. First step is the empathize, then the second step is called the define, then comes ideate, then comes prototype, and then finally comes the testing phase. Okay, first comes the empathize phase. So in the empathize phase, I tend to interview 4 users from my group with a set of 10 to 11 questions. Some of the 11 questions are like where is your home office situated and what are the constitutes things that you keep in your home office and how often do you face any distractions from your home office, how is the utility system like ceiling fan or cooler that is attached to your home office, and how comfortable do you feel working at your home office. So this set of questions tends to bring out the user problems that they are facing while working from home. So as we know that these pandemic times all are shifted to their homes respectively and all companies are working remotely. So this is a huge problem or that the user faces while working from their home office. Okay, so here are my users. Meet Sujani, Akshita, Yash and Vignesh. Okay, after interviewing them, I tend to move on to the define phase, and here I have identified some problems that needs to be addressed. So some of the problems like improper lighting conditions, external disturbances that affect their concentration while working, then lack of proper sitting medium and lack of proper organization of stuffs on the desk. Okay, then I move to the ideate phase and try to bring out some solutions addressing those problems. So some solutions which I brought out to them was choosing a budget-friendly desk where all things would be kept nicely and installing soundproof foams panels on the walls on the room to minimize the sound noises. Then a cozy rotatable comfortable chair, a proper wall-mounted fan which would solve their uncomfortable issues, so and a bookshelf drawer. So these were some of the problems which I brought out, and from here I chose the top 2 ideas and finally worked upon them in the forward prototype phase. So those 2 ideas were installing the soundproofing foam panels and the cozy chair and a wall mounted fan. Okay, now let us move to the prototype phase. In the prototype phase, so now I have a good understanding on the problem statement that as the users are working from home, so as to continue their seamless work, they need some solutions that would solve their distractions from the outside noises and also need some solutions regarding organization things and comfort at their home. Okay, so idea 1 is installing the soundproof foams as you can see in the picture down below. So these are known as the acoustic soundproof foams which tends to solve the maximum issue that my users were facing due to the outside distractions. Okay, so these foams used to be hanged on the walls or kept at the walls, and this tends to absorb sound and also tends the sound to reflect from the home. So although it does not guarantee 100% soundproofness, but yes, it tends to absorb 60 to 70% of the outcoming or incoming sounds. So it is also budget friendly and easy to install at your walls of your home office. So as you can see in the picture below. Okay, let us move to the idea 2. My idea 2 was a wall mounted fan and a cozy rotatable chair with arm support and a back support. So this was for the good maintaining a good ergonomics at the office chair, and this is the wall mounted fan. this wall mounted fan would be projected directly to the user in order to eliminate that um, uncomfortableness that the user faces in the hot and humid weather. Okay, so now I have solved that sound distractions and the uncomfortable feeling issues at your home office. Now I move to the last phase, that is the testing phase. Now I took these prototypes and went to again to back to my users to um, see that is this solving their issues or not. Okay, so I interviewed again with my users and brought out some interesting facts. So they were basically worried if these foams would destroy their walls, their painting at the walls. And after this I tend to do another round of research and went on to provide a revised solution. So here the reverse solution is to install or the paste the adhesive tapes, as you can see in the pictures, at the sides of the foams. So this would ensure that these walls would not get damaged, because this adhesive tapes does not destroy walls, as it is clear from the research. Then another product is, it is also very cheap, and it is also known as the poster hanging chips, which are all easily available on online e-commerce stores. So these are the dimensions of the chips, and here is the manual how we can paste it. It is pasted in the corners of the foams. So by this it tends to solve those issue that destroying the walls. Okay, coming to the end of my design thinking project. So with the takeaways and the learnings from the project, one of the biggest learnings was that to keep my personal biases aside, as I am not the user, I am tend to solving my user's problem. And another thing, I that this approach does not require to solve all the problems that the users are facing. Pick up those two problems or three problems that the most of the users are facing in common. So I only picked those two problems. So again, at the last, not but not the least, I like to thanks put a huge round of applause to my users, my Akshita, Sujani, Yash and Vignesh for their interesting interview round, and which helped me to bring out the solutions. And also to my mentor Anudeep Ayagri, under whose supervision and learnings this project came out. Thank you guys.